over all victims of violence and reinforcing interfaith dialogue and peaceful coexistence initiatives. He added that the EU-Nigeria cooperation is based on mutual interest in a stable, prosperous, and democratic country, with plans for a security and defense dialogue to deepen strategic collaborations. Now, the statement comes after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened military action over alleged anti-Christian violence, labeling Nigeria a country of particular concern and warning that aid could be cut off if attacks on Christians continue. Still on the issue of Donald Trump's threat, the chairman of the Austrian Committee for NATO has called on the United States government and former U.S. President, now still U.S. President Donald Trump, to formally recognize the Republic of Biafra and support its separation from Nigeria. Speaking in a recent public statement, the chairman argued that the political and social conditions in the southern region of Nigeria have continued to generate tension, adding that recognizing Biafra could help address long-standing grievances among the people of the region. He emphasized that self-determination remains a fundamental international right and suggested that global community should pay closer attention to the demands of Biafran supporters. According to him, acknowledging Biafra's sovereignty could open a path to peaceful negotiation rather than prolonged conflict and political unrest. The call comes amid ongoing debate over the agitation for an independent Biafra state led by different pro-Biafra movements across the world. Nigerian authorities, however, maintain the country will remain indivisible and have consistently rejected any attempts to break it apart. But let's watch the video of the Austrian Committee for NATO chairman as he urges the U.S. government and President Donald Trump to recognize Biafra. Moving ahead, while the statement has sparked discussions amongst political observers, neither the U.S. government nor Donald Trump has issued any official statement or response regarding the call for international recognition of Biafra. The development is expected to continue generating strong reactions both within Nigeria and among the global Biafrans in diaspora. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll discuss the U.S. Returning Nigeria to the watch list after Donald Trump's threats and U.S. Senator Ted Cruz's vow to expose Nigerian officials responsible for Christian genocide. Stay with us, and of course, keep sharing the stream.
Nigeria is at a turning point. Young people are rising, demanding change. If you believe in justice, strong leadership, and real reform, then it's time to take a stand.
At LJE Nigeria, we're not just observers, we're builders. We're tackling leadership deficits, advocating for justice reforms, and driving economic advancements for all.
As a volunteer, you won't just watch, you will be a part of it. You will gain access to powerful seminars, conferences, and mentorships from professionals who believe in your potential.
No matter who you are, whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, a professional, or someone who cares, there's a place for you here.
Network with passionate change makers, build skills, and step into leadership.
Join LJE Nigeria today. Let's lead with truth. Let's build with courage. Let's rise for Nigeria. Become an LJE volunteer today and be the change Nigeria needs. Follow all our social media handles for more details.
Camera rolling. Light set. Sound check. And action.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's program, a program where we get to talk about the daily affairs around technical issues with intent to educate.
This is the perfect space to create professional quality videos, recording news, podcasts, and all media content. With top-of-the-line cameras, studio lighting, soundproof spaces, we provide everything you need for a seamless shoot. Our fully equipped studio ensures high-quality production every time. Enjoy a comfortable, air-conditioned environment with professional-grade gear and expert support. Contact us now or visit our Abuja location to reserve your spot.
Camera rolling. Light set. Sound check. And action.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's program, a program where we get to talk about the daily lawyers dissect legal issues with intent to educate.
This is the perfect space to create professional quality videos, recording news, podcasts, and all media content. With top-of-the-line cameras, studio lighting, soundproof spaces, we provide everything you need for a seamless shoot. Our fully equipped studio ensures high-quality production every time. Enjoy a comfortable, air-conditioned environment with professional-grade gear and expert support. Contact us now or visit our Abuja location to reserve your spot.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Trends with LJE, and moving on to other developments where U.S. official and media reports indicate that the United States have moved to place Nigeria back on an international watch list after President Donald Trump ordered the designation of the country as a country of particular concern over alleged mass killings of Christians. Now, Trump announced the designation on Friday, saying Christians in Nigeria face an existential threat. He urged American lawmakers to investigate what he described as the mass slaughter and said the United States must act if Abuja fails to stop the violence. A day after the designation, Trump said he had instructed the Pentagon to prepare for possible military action against militants operating in Nigeria. In a social media post, he warned that U.S. troops could be sent into the country if the killings continue. Following those statements, Fox News reported that U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio had moved to restore Nigeria to the watch list, a reversal of the policy under the previous administration, a step that raises the prospect of sanctions, aid restrictions, and other diplomatic consequences for Abuja. The development intensifies a fraud diplomatic episode between Washington and Abuja. The designation and the accompanying rhetoric from the U.S. presidency have already prompted BRICS reactions in Nigeria and, of course, across the continent and even globally, with officials disputing the characterization of the country's security situation and rejecting claims that the federal government tolerates or enables targeted attacks on any religious groups. Now, Miriam, let me ask you. Under President Joe Biden, Nigeria was taken off that watch list. Certain reviews were made in terms of immigration laws, especially as it relates to Nigeria. Now Nigeria is back on that watch list. There are suggestions of possible sanctions. The U.S. government has been specific to say the sanctions will not be against Nigeria as a country, but more against individuals they have identified or fingered in the alleged Christian genocide, particularly. Even yesterday, they made a statement that already there are 12 individuals, including governors, who have been fingered. What does it mean for the average Nigerian, knowing that America seems to be ready to pull through its threat?
You know, for years, Nigerians' political elites, they've been acting with impunity, like laundering funds, funding terrorists, and also trying to just cover up things in the guise of governance. You get? So I think it's a good thing, it's a welcome development that the US is trying to pinpoint these individuals and sanction them, because our leaders should be held accountable for whatever they do. Because, you know, as they've pointed them out, this watch list means that these individuals will be watched, their finances, their family members, everything they do, the US is watching. This shows now this now brings us back to where you say even we now, the little Nigerians, the common Nigerians, let me put it that way, would say that okay, you can go around, you can do things. But now when these people are being sanctioned, Nigerians know that anything you do, you'll be held accountable for it. You will not just come out and do things.
Nothing gets away. You can't do anything and get away.
So if you're trying to get into politics, you're trying to do something, you should have that in the back of your mind, that anything I go out there and do, I will be held accountable. So it is a welcome development. And I hope this won't just be a mere talk. I hope the US follows through with it.
Now, Esther, about a year ago, the government of the United Arab Emirates, to Dubai to be precise, sent a list of individuals they had identified as funders and sponsors of terrorists. Till today, that list is silent. Do you see a possibility of the Nigerian government, in a bid to forestall what the US government, under the watchful eye of President Donald Trump, is about to do? Do you see the government coming as a reactionary, because it's typical for Nigerian government to react to make public parts of those lists, at least to show good faith to the US government?
I don't see them doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that. The Nigerian government actually putting them on that watch list will shake them a bit. That's what I know. But this thing, Nigeria is supposed to actually be a country of particular concern. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the country. Aside the genocide, there's so much going on in the country. I think it's due time for interference. Other countries need to interfere. Because it looks as if our government, they are not capable. They are not capable.
Is it that they are not capable or they are culpable?
They don't. They have the resources and they have what it takes to do the right thing, but they are relenting based on selfish reasons. So I think being on that watch list, yes, Nigeria should be on the watch list.
Wow. Okay, Nigerians, tell me, do you agree? Should we be on that watch list? Anyway, in a related development, following US President Donald Trump's designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, which has become a very popular word in the last couple of days, US Senator Ted Cruz said that the next step is to name and hold Nigerian officials accountable. Now, Cruz is championing the Nigerian Religious Freedom Accountability Act of 2025, a bill designed to protect Christians and other religious minorities from the widespread persecution in Nigeria. Now, after the CPC designation, Trump also warned of possible military action in Nigeria if its leaders fail to protect Christians in the country. Reacting in a post on his official X handle yesterday, Senator Cruz said he has been pushing legislation to designate Nigeria as a CPC and to impose sanctions on Nigerian officials responsible for religious persecution. He thanked President Trump for the designation and for fighting to stop the murder of Christians in Nigeria. According to Cruz, the next step is to hold Nigerian officials accountable, promising to publicly identify them in the coming weeks. His post reads, and I quote, "I have been pushing legislation to designate Nigeria a CPC and to impose sanctions on Nigerian officials responsible. Thank you to President Trump for his leadership in imposing the designation and more boldly or broadly for fighting to stop the murder of Christians in Nigeria." The Nigerian government has repeatedly rejected claims of Christian genocide in the country. In September, the federal government described claims of a systemic genocide against Christians as false, baseless, despicable, and divisive. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said portraying Nigeria's insecurity as a religious conflict was a gross misinterpretation of reality. Portraying challenges as a target campaign against a single religious group is inaccurate and harmful. Now, according to online reports where the minister has refuted allegations by the international platforms and online influencers suggesting that terrorists operating in Nigeria are engaged in the systemic genocide against Christians. Idris stressed that extremists have attacked citizens of all faiths, noting that Muslims, Christians, and even non-religious Nigerians have suffered alike. Between May 2023 and February 2025, he said security forces have killed over 13,500 terrorists and rescued nearly 10,000 hostages. He added that the recent capture of top Ansairu leaders and over 700 convictions of Boko Haram suspects reflects Nigeria's progress in the fight against terrorism. Now, Miriam, here is the Minister of Information and National Orientation reeling out stats about the number of terrorists that have been killed, the number of hostages that have been rescued, and the fact that leaders of certain sects of these terrorist groups, because what we see happening is that while you try to, if you're dealing with Boko Haram, before you know it, it grows another head, you have ISWAP, and then before you know it, it has all kinds of sects coming up. But is this enough to convince the US that the Nigerian government is actually up and doing in its fight against terrorism?
They're saying that they've killed numerous numbers of Boko Haram. Where are they? We didn't see where they are killing anybody or where they caught them. Why didn't they show us these people that they caught? Why did they do it secretly? Now, you said that you've rescued over how many people abducted. Where are these people? Why is it not in the news? Why are we Nigerians not seeing it? Why are you the one who's just coming to tell us? If things like this happen, we have social media. It should be everywhere in the internet. And not just you coming out to say that you people are doing something. You're doing something, but we Nigerians are not seeing what you're doing. We should be the ones saying that you're doing something, not you telling us that you're doing something. We should see the actions and not your words. So to me, they are not doing anything. They are not.
Okay, now let's look at the current war against terrorism in Nigeria. Now, this thing started, the first reaction of this current administration, even Bauer said it, most of the presidential aides said it, Minister of the FCT emphasized on it, harped on it, that actually this thing started under the administration of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. But they also forget that we have, I mean, like they say, the internet does not forget, where political leaders, former governors, have confessed publicly that they deliberately brought in mercenaries, created the chaos that happened under the Jonathan administration as a bid to make not just the Jonathan administration incompetent, but focally to push out the PDP. How can we truly move forward? Can we truly gain closure on this matter if we do not deal with these people, these individuals who have openly confessed to being accomplices to these crimes?
It's obvious already that there are people sponsoring this thing. Now, look at what you just said.